Check it. You're tuned in to SayWHA Radio with your hosts, Justin, Taz, and the other guys. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go.
SayWHA Radio. I'm going to just start with this one and just say the headline, see what you say. Baseball coach is suspended after he forced his players to spit in his face.
He loses damn job.
A Greek man was convicted of stealing electricity despite being dead. Yes. Convicted him after he died.
So he didn't do it before he died.
Yes.
No, okay. Once he died, the trial is over.
It's me.
Say what? Say what one more goddamn time.
The finance show.
All right. It is Wednesday night, so you know what time it is. SayWHA Radio is coming at you guys live. Got your girl Justice here with the other guys for the other guys Takeover. Basically, they're doing their little Sports Center edition show. We haven't done one of these in like 2 years, I think.
Well, yeah, you usually need like the round table.
Yeah, the round table of guys. Yeah, we can't get everybody, but I still go back and listen. That's one of the highest rated episodes. One of them. Of you guys, because you went off on poor Hope Solo that day.
Oh my God!
Yeah. You just lost it on that poor woman.
Oh man!
And yeah, but I'll throw in some headlines from time to time. But you guys go ahead and.
Well, we're sitting here. We were watching the Denver and Minnesota game before the show started. Hell, we had talked about all of our.
That's what I'm telling y'all before.
But
it's the final game of the season. Well, it's the final night of the season, so there's a lot of close activity going on tonight. So I mean, it's just a big night for basketball.
Well, this game in particular is a play-in game. It's both these teams are tied with the same record for the 8th and 9th spot, and only 8 teams can get in. So whoever wins this game goes to the playoffs. The other one goes home. So.
And you're wanting what exactly?
Denver. As a Rockets fan, I want to play Denver, the weaker team.
So for those who may not be aware, the Rockets are currently sitting at the top of the league right now in the number 1 spot. It doesn't really matter for the whole league, at this point. But for the Western Conference, we're number 1. So who we match up with still hasn't been figured out yet. It depends on who gets the number 8 spot, and that's why this game is important.
Yeah, seeds 3 through 8 have not been figured out yet for the Western Conference.
And that shows you how competitive the West is. I mean, the West is just that competitive that you got, 5 different teams that are competing for the last few spots. Like, it's just crazy. All the way up until the last night of the season. It's just that close.
It's a complete reversal from last year where you had no one cared about the NBA season last year. Let's just say it. That NBA season last year was just terrible. Nobody cared about it because of Kevin Durant. He ruined basketball for everybody that year.
Kevin Durant, you just gonna blame it on one?
Yeah, it was him.
Yes, it was Kevin Durant.
Yeah, it was clearly Kevin Durant. He ruined the NBA season for everybody. Nobody cared because you knew what was gonna happen, and it happened just like everybody thought.
When you take a former MVP, one of the best players in the league, you take him from one team where that was already a good team, and you pluck him off and put him on a team that was already the greatest team ever assembled, then it's pretty much a no-brainer who's going to win.
Yeah, it's no competition. Like, we watch sports for competition, and when you take that away, it just makes it not fun to watch. I don't want to see a bunch of players get... it's like nobody watches the Harlem Globetrotters on TV. You don't want to see them just score 100 points and the other team scores 10. You don't want to see that.
I mean, just imagine, everybody, if you're not familiar with, if you don't follow sports, you're at least familiar with the Bulls from back in the 90s with Michael Jordan. Imagine if there were 2 Michael Jordans in the league. One of them played for some other team. All of a sudden, the one from the other team that just got beat by the Bulls, he decides, you know what? I want to join the Bulls too. Then you got 2 Michael Jordans on the Chicago Bulls.
All those
who do you think's gonna win?
Yeah, all those great Magic and Bird battles. Magic's like, oh, I'm tired of losing. Let me go join the Celtics. What the fuck is the point? I don't want to see that. You want to see competition, and Durant took that away from us last year, and this year they're paying the price. They're finally getting some of this injury bug that all of their opponents always seem to have over the last couple of years.
Yep. Karma comes back around.
And Durant's crying like a bitch like he is. Skinny fuck.
Oh my. Now
You forgot to talk about his hair too.
His hair is an insult in itself.
What did you call him?
Skinny fuck?
No, before like cotton something. I forgot.
Oh.
Oh yeah, black cotton hair.
It's terrible. It's so dry and it's like a black cactus.
Why does that bother you?
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I don't think he can brush it. I don't think there's anything that can be done. Like I think it just.
It's so nappy. It looks like it hurts if you brush it. You know, like when like a part of like some like a part of your like it happens with my beard. Sometimes when I don't comb it, like a part of it like curls up and it's like you try to comb it out and it just hurts.
Yeah,
it feels like that's the way his head, all of it looks. Yeah, like if you just brush it, it just hurts.
Like you know those what's those little
cuckabug?
Yeah, the cuckabug.
I can't stand
it's like
one of you.
His head looks like one of those.
Yeah.
We gonna get so many emails and comments. What is a cuckabug?
There's memes of like just random brushes on top of his head that people just put there to like to say he needs to brush his hair. It's ridiculous.
Well, maybe he likes the kinky curly look.
I don't think he has a choice.
Yeah.
I think he has to like it.
Yeah, he really does. And it was funny because it was a video. What was that? It was the beginning of the season, the first game of the season when Gordon Hayward broke his leg. There was a video that showed Kevin Durant's reaction when it happened, and he just happened to be in his kitchen getting a haircut. And I'm sitting there like, I was looking at his barber. I was like, so you're not gonna tell this man that he needs to brush his goddamn hair? You just gonna cut this cactus and not tell him how to groom the shit?
You will cut this cactus.
Actually, I mean, you'd think the barber would brush it himself.
Yeah,
like, when he cutting.
He
so,
probably can't.
Yeah, I don't think there's any hope for it. I think that's just the way it is.
That's just terrible.
And you were saying that he got caught in a scandal last year or recently on Twitter.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Was that last year or was that this year?
I think that was. I think.
Yeah.
It might have been in the off season, but it was this year. Like,
he was catfishing himself, essentially.
Catfishing himself.
he had created aliases on Twitter and was responding to like critics and stuff who were talking about him as if he wasn't himself. Which is the most pathetic thing you can do as anybody.
He set up a different profile?
Yes.
Yeah, just to respond to critics on Twitter.
Yeah.
I wonder how many celebrities and athletes do that, though. I mean, because he can't be the only one.
Yeah.
He's the only one that got caught, so yes, he is the only one right now.
And how did he get caught?
He forgot to log out of his real account. He logged in as his troll account and he said something as himself, like as Kevin Durant. He forgot that he wasn't in his real account.
What was his response to that or did he just delete the tweets?
He tried to deny it at first, didn't he?
Yeah.
He said,
did he use the old "I got hacked" scenario?
I don't remember what his response was, but it was stupid because it's Kevin Durant.
Yeah, of course it is.
Like, he's just oblivious to everything that goes. He complained, after we just said, like, he made the NBA season last year irrelevant. He complained this year that it's hard to win a championship when teams are stacking up against you. Against you! He's upset that because teams are now trying to do what he did, that it's not easy anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he literally went to a stacked team. Like, his team is currently stacked today because of him.
But he's complaining about other teams doing it to beat them. Like, what do you want them to do? Just lie down and take it? Like, I'm confused.
Yeah.
You started this.
And the worst thing about his situation doing it is that he went to the team that had just beaten him.
Yeah.
He didn't just go to any stacked team. He went to the stacked team that just literally
knocked him out of the playoffs.
His ass in the playoffs.
That's what made it worse. No. You don't do that in sports. That ain't the... I don't even know where that saying came from. Who made that up?
I don't know. Some punk. I don't know. Because you don't
do that. Yeah.
But just think about it. If you in a fight, let's say you in school and you get jumped by some people that hate you, and do you see yourself all of a sudden the next day in the lunch line like, hey man, let's hang out, guys? Like, you're not You're not finna be hanging with him.
No.
You might not. I mean, you may get over it and not hate him or whatever.
Yeah.
But you're still not finna be all kiss ass.
Buddy,
you know, buddy with him.
Yeah.
Go and jump somebody else together. Like, no, you don't do this. This is not.
Let's go
dude,
fuck him up.
we just beat you up last night. Like, why are you right here trying to be our friend? Like, that's just kind of weird.
I mean,
Like, and I know it's evil, but I could understand it if there was like an ultimate goal. Like, say, I would join you. Like, if somebody like fucked me over, I would join you. Just so I could fuck you over in the end somehow.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah.
I try to destroy you from the end. Like, I mean, yeah.
Maybe that's what it means.
No, nigga, what a championship.
No. He did not join the Golden State Warriors so that he could screw them over.
Yeah. That's why I was like, I would join them and be like.
Maybe that's what the meaning necessarily came. I mean, shit, who knows? It's been around for decades.
Oh, yeah.
Eons.
I join you, and then I start throwing games when it counts the most.
Well, I mean, it seems to be just kind of like a bad just scenario going around for some of the athletes, because the whole thing with Ronda Rousey was just pissing me off. I felt ramrodded. I got to use the Super Troopers stuff because Super Troopers is coming out.
Super Troopers is coming out.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
Well, it took like 10 years.
Right. But the whole, not necessarily, I guess not 180 necessarily, that she's done in her demeanor and just the way she handles herself. Like before, when she was winning, and you said this before, she just seems like she's just pretty much a sore loser. She can't hold to the same sentiment she was always talking about before, about being a boss bitch and being able to fall and get back up and stuff. It was like, come on. It's
like there isn't a person on the planet who can't, like, everybody is fine when they're winning. Like, who isn't? Who isn't fine when they're winning? So it defeated the purpose of her whole mentality that once she lost, she couldn't get back up.
Yeah.
Like, what was the purpose? Like, you're not a real champion then. Like, if you're only good when you're winning.
And she was being so, I don't even know what you would call it necessarily. Anytime somebody asked her anything about being
sensitive.
Well, I guess it is. Sensitive is just the nicest way to put it, honestly. Every single time somebody asked her about being in MMA, which she's going over to
wrestling,
which is just crazy.
I mean, she'll make more money.
Well, shit, everybody will, but still.
Because UFC don't pay. That's one of the problems with UFC. They don't pay their fighters much.
Why? Well, is it the women or just the men?
Everybody.
Or just everybody?
Everybody.
How the hell is it so big?
Because, I mean,
like
most of the people that like, fighting in general has always been big. It's just that most of the people that are doing it, that's all they know. Like, it's all they can do for money. So it's like they'll do it if it's 50,000 or 100,000.
Oh,
yeah.
So yeah, they get.
So it's like, I mean, I've fought my whole life. That's all I know how to do. I can't make money anywhere else. So, and this is the only company that's willing to pay me right now to do it. So yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, there isn't anything else. It is only UFC.
So like those guys and those women, they go out there and they risk everything for like chump change. Like Dana White doesn't pay them. Dana White's the owner of the UFC. He doesn't pay them at all. Like, I think Ronda's biggest payday was like $1 million for one of her fights, and that's including her bonus. Could you get like a fight of the night bonus?
Damn, and I know UFC is pulling in a lot more than that.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. They are. I mean, they've always been questioned about their paying practices. But like I said, in WWE, she'll make a lot more money. Hell, John Cena made $10 million last year.
And she'll hold up well too. She won't get hurt as much.
Oh wow! I didn't even know John Cena was actually still doing a lot of stuff.
He was in WrestleMania.
Well, I know he made an appearance, but I didn't know he was actually still like a man. Okay, damn. All right.
Yep.
Do it, John Cena.
So yeah, I mean, she'll get paid more, and she ain't got to risk shit. I mean, of course, you could get hurt in wrestling, but
I wonder.
She ain't got to worry about. She ain't got the pressure of winning and losing anymore. Because obviously she can't handle it.
Yeah, they make the decision for her. Oh man, you were telling me about actually watching the WrestleMania this past weekend, and I still remember the very last one that we went to. The only one we went to was the very last event in the Astrodome. Yeah. They were actually putting up what is now NRG Stadium. At the time, it was Reliant. Was it Reliant then?
Yeah, it was Reliant. It didn't change to NRG until recently.
Oh shit! I thought it was like 2 days. No, it was Center. No.
No, it was Reliant.
Shit.
Yeah, it was Reliant.
It's too many damn things. Man.
Well, all of our stadiums changed because Minute Maid used to be Enron.
Oh, we not
They
going
had
there.
to change that for obvious reasons.
Oh Lord!
I forgot all about those days. Enron Field.
Yep.
Man. But that was a really, really fun night, and I'll never forget us going in and, you know, as soon as the theme music started, just being really, really pumped up. Yeah. And it was just weird to be there at the time because the energy was totally different from when you watch it at home.
Yeah, it's definitely different. That's one of the events that was like very good to go to live, like a wrestling event.
Yeah.
I mean, now to me, it's
weird.
Obviously, I can't go look like a. I'm not going to talk about people, but let's just say I'm not
into
me
it anymore.
being it. Yeah, I'm just. Although watching it this past weekend, it was interesting to watch. Like Ronda, she did good. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like I was a fan of her when she was fighting. Wasn't a fan of her after she lost because of her attitude and all this bitchiness that she was doing. But the WWE seems like a place where she'll do good. Like she can prosper there. Maybe she'll learn how to lose there gracefully.
Well, we'll see. I remember watching it, and she's deceased now, Lord rest her soul. But Chyna popped her boob when she was there, and I will never forget looking at her while she was in the ring, and I was like, her shirt looks not the shirt. It was she was wearing those it's a bustier type thing or whatever it was, and I was like, it just looks weird now, and she kept fighting, but I remember she wasn't on. She was supposed to be on Raw the next night. And she wasn't. And they were like, she was injured. I was like, injured? And then later they said, yeah, she popped a boot.
It's actually crazy how many wrestlers have died. Like it's
scary.
a lot.
It's very scary.
It's a lot. I mean, I didn't really realize it until after I did. I watched a lot of wrestling videos after WrestleMania this past weekend, and yeah, it's a lot of wrestlers that have died over just the last decade or so.
I think the scariest one still to me is Chris Benoit.
Well, I mean, it's because he murdered before he died.
Yeah,
too.
well, he just flipped out basically.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was CTE.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
This was all before everybody started talking about CTE.
Mm-hmm. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, he was scheduled to wrestle that night. He didn't show up.
Really?
Mm-hmm. That Vince McMahon and them didn't know about it. He didn't show up. Like he had never. He said it wasn't like him to miss practice or events and stuff like that.
I didn't know that. I thought no, I'm not gonna say that. I didn't know that was an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe somebody will hire this man. Do you guys remember the whole United issue last year?
Which one?
Dragged off the plane. No, most of the issues have been this year, but it was just that one last year where he was dragged off the plane.
Oh, okay, yeah, that one.
Okay, so the officer who dragged it was David Dow, Dr. David Dow, off of the plane was fired, of course. He is now suing United and the city of Chicago. Please ask me why.
Wait. So the guy who did this,
yes,
is suing the city
United
of Chicago
and the city of Chicago. Yes.
Well, I mean, United,
Chicago?
I would guess, yeah.
Because basically, the way I read it earlier is that the airport is a part of the city, and basically he was in like city jurisdiction or whatever. He was you remember in She's Out of Her League? He wasn't part of TSA, but he was like terminal police. That's what it is. Not terminal. Is it terminal?
So why does
airport police?
So why does he think the city is responsible?
So was he employed by the city technically?
Like I thought he was employed by the
technically.
Okay, so then why
is he suing United? Yeah,
he can only be employed by one of them. So I understand one lawsuit.
You can't sue them both.
Yeah,
he's suing them both because he was not trained on how to use force.
What? First of all, I find it very hard to believe that you weren't trained on how to use force.
Yeah, you were asleep. You had on them Homer Simpson glasses.
What you think? They just hired you and said, "Hey, what's your name? All right, here's a badge and a jacket. Go out there."
Yeah.
I'm sure they gave you some sort of training.
Yeah, when you use force, call us. Like, no, I don't think that was the case. But
And even wait a minute. The biggest point: if they didn't teach you how to use force,
why did you use it?
Then why did you even do it?
Yeah.
That's your fault. That's even more reason that you should be fired. We didn't teach you to use force. Who were you dragging them in off the plane? You fired.
So does he think he was wrongfully fired?
Yes, basically. According to the complaint filed in Cook County Circuit Court on Tuesday, Mr. Long, I forgot his first name, but Mr. Long claims that the airline should have been aware that calling security would result in the use of physical force. He also alleges that although he completed 5 months of police recruit training by the department, it did not provide training on the level of force continuum. Oh my God. Mm-hmm. But for the CDA's negligence and failure to train, this is from his lawyer, I'm sorry. But for the CDA's negligence and failure to train Mr. Long how to respond to an escalating situation with an airline passenger, he would have acted in a manner in which did not result in his termination.
So for security, what do you have security for?
To de-escalate any
Situations,
arising
right?
situations.
So you're telling me they hired a security agency to de-escalate tensions, like high tension situations, or anything that would cause like issues in the airport or terminal. They hired this agency, and he is the only one that seemed to have misused force in that way.
Yeah.
But they weren't trained
Why?
on how to use force.
Everybody, why? What's wrong? What's wrong with that?
Wouldn't it be more people besides him?
Then nobody else dragged nobody else off the plane.
That's my point.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So was he the only one not trained?
Because he didn't know how they wanted him to react. It is their fault in his eyes.
Well, they can't prepare you for every possible situation you may ever face.
Common sense has to be common at some point in time.
Yeah, exactly.
It really does. This is getting insane.
They don't teach a firefighter how to get a person out of a 3-story building
that's leaning to the right.
That's leaning to one
that's
side.
That's about to explode.
Exactly. It's like, look, we teach you how to go in the building. All right, you figure everything else out from there. Like, it's just
like
kind of use common sense.
Remove yourself and the passenger, and put one of his family members there, and a different security guard, and they do the exact same thing. Would he say that the security guard was in the wrong, or whoever was up there, if they were pulling his daughter or son or whoever, his mom or something like that?
Yeah, exactly. That's the way to think about it. Like, how would you want your family members to be treated in that situation?
I'm like, if
that's what you need to do.
If it's wrong when, like, if it happens to one of his family or somebody he cares about, it should be wrong if he does it as well.
That's a very valid point.
This needs to be thrown out. These are the times where I'm like, where if I'm a judge and this comes to me, it's like, I'm going to hold you in contempt. I haven't done anything. Yes, you did.
But a lot of them do stuff like that.
Get out of here.
For things like that.
And I mean, in common sense, even if you are going to use force to, like, remove the guy from the plane, you don't drag him.
Yeah.
I mean, you maybe, you know, grab his arm and say, "Look, come on, sir."
Mm-hmm.
You know? Or like, maybe, kind of hug him, pick him up or something. Like, hey, look, we gotta walk.
There was a lot that could have been done.
But like, you dragging him by the arm down the aisle, like his whole body's being dragged. Come on, dude, you know better.
Yeah.
Apparently he doesn't. And apparently it's because he wasn't trained to.
Yeah. Did they teach you how to wipe your ass too?
They probably didn't. Probably got shitty booty.
Not the shitty booty. I know you guys have heard the terrible news about Mariah Carey.
I actually haven't heard anything about Mariah Carey.
You haven't heard anything about Mariah Carey? She is finally coming to terms with disease that she has struggled with for years.
Yeah.
She is bipolar.
Surprise!
Well, are we?
Nah.
Yeah, I didn't think so. But yeah, she says she's been living in fear for the last 17 years that someone would find out and hold this against her or leak it to the press.
I don't get what. I mean,
So Eminem was right.
Press, so what?
Yeah. Yes, he was. But I don't even think she was diagnosed in 2001. She's just basically been in denial since then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why is she coming out now?
She's beginning to take therapy. I'm sorry, not therapy. She's in therapy and beginning to take the medication that she is supposed to have for her diagnosis of bipolar 2 disorder. Damn, she only got one, she got two. All right.
How old is Mariah Carey?
87.
That's a very good question.
I would guess what, like 50 something?
She's
Got to be
50.
close to 50,
Yeah.
if not already 50.
Yeah.
Fantasy came out in 92, right? Or Daydream or whatever the fuck it is.
That was 93.
She had to be 20.
Yeah, she was super young then. But it basically happened when she was doing Glitter, and she got, and then she was on TRL like stripping or whatever, and then they were like, "Oh, she's being treated for exhaustion." That's what she found out. I don't know if you guys remember that.
No,
not really.
Yeah, I remember that. The whole
No, I did not hear that at all. I probably just ignored it.
Yeah, I can understand. I remember watching that TRL episode and just thinking, "Oh, she's just being flirtatious." I really did. Yeah.
Really, Mariah?
She was okay. Well, let's just hope she has better luck than I have no idea what is up with this family. It may just be because they're just public to begin with, but Khloe Kardashian. And since this is sports related,
is it really? Tristan doesn't play.
He won't be playing now.
Yeah.
LeBron gonna put his ass on the bench.
Yeah, Mr. Tristan Thompson.
Bring this negative attention to my team. Listen, I told you when you got with her, don't bring this drama to this locker room. And then you the one created drama right in the playoffs. Okay, you sitting on the bench.
Yeah, that's terrible. Terrible timing. And this happened last year.
It's like, October. She had just become pregnant, I think, because she about to have the baby now.
She's 9 months. Yeah.
Yeah. Shit. And that video that was released by TMZ, none other than TMZ, was just.
What was that video?
Well, it was a club that he was in,
yeah.
That
and they got a hold of the video. So.
Yeah.
I mean, and they have pictures of him going to like the motel room and all this other stuff with her. And, nigga, you 6'10".
Yeah, that's pretty stupid. And I saw like on the club video, or maybe that's more than one, but on the one that I saw, like he had like a towel over his head, like trying to like hide who he is. Like he had on the jacket, but he had a towel on top.
Oh, that may have been one. I didn't see that one. The one that I saw, he didn't have nothing on his head. You could clearly see it was him.
Oh,
yeah,
that boy is stupid.
I mean, it was like dead on shot of him and the two girls or whatever right there. I was like, the hell, man.
That boy's dumb as a sack of bricks.
Yeah, that he is.
And then, actually, y'all heard there's a sex tape too, right?
Are you serious?
Yeah. So I heard that, and I saw that. Well, I read that the girl had posted a clip of it to her Instagram, and then she deleted it real quick. So, and I think that's kind of like what started some of this. But there was a screenshot of it that I saw, and it was a screenshot like from the back, like she, like she's laying down, he's behind. So this had me thinking, his dumb ass must have been the one filming it, because it's like she was obviously do it because she's laying down on her stomach, and the shot is clearly taken from behind her.
God.
So, dude, how do you You
I'm
cheating.
not gonna...
You trying to keep this low key. You film the shit and then you send it to her. Apparently,
he's not very old, but he looks like.
He looks very old.
Well, no, I was gonna say like he looks like the kid from school that nobody talked to. Like the way he looks, he just looks. He doesn't look social. Like he looks like the kid that just doesn't get much stuff.
Like Lamar.
No, Lamar was just on drugs.
Again, Lamar, he doesn't look like that.
No, Lamar looked like he would talk to a doorknob. He looked like he was very social. He was just on drugs.
Anything about you?
Lamar looked like he would just talk to you. He's one of those people where like you're not looking at him, you're looking away, and he's just talking to you. He looks like one of those people. Like, come on, man, I was going to this stuff. Like, dude, he talking to me this whole time.
Tristan kind of strikes me as the person who just wasn't really that smart. Like,
clearly,
and clearly it's true. Like, but I kind of like had that feeling. Like he kind of seemed.
He
like
looks slow.
Like you having a conversation with him, he be like, wait, so what's that again?
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about cars, man. So when I got in the car, I had to start up the engine. Wait, what's that again?
Yeah.
Dude, it's what make the car go. It's the thing in there that makes the car go.
Oh yeah.
Boom, boom.
Why are you chirping? You know the sound chickens make. They go what?
Oh my god, that's terrible.
I mean, I don't know how that sex tape got out. Dude, it was, you recorded it, dude.
It's on your damn cloud.
You probably sent it to her, and then she put it on her Instagram.
Okay, this is the last one I got.
And he had to do something for her to want to put it out now. He had to do something to her.
Why you say that?
Why would she bring it out now?
It's a good question.
He had to do something.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Try to break it off or some shit. He had to do something.
But wait, you say she's pregnant though, right?
Yep.
So maybe that's why.
The side chick is pregnant?
That's what she claims.
Did she just find out though?
I don't know. That's what she posted on her Instagram.
Maybe that's why now is the time.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
This nigga just rawing everybody.
Yep, literally, yeah. I think it's two of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Two side chicks, both claiming to be pregnant. Not to mention Chloe is clearly pregnant right now.
Yeah, she got pregnant with the wrong one. You might as well just had Lamar's baby.
Yeah.
It would have been a crack baby, but you'd have been fine.
At least you'd have had the crack baby sympathy. You ain't gonna get no sympathy right now with your babies.
Nope.
Your baby's sisters and brothers all have the same birthday or some shit.
Yeah. But actually, speaking of sympathy, you know, the Kardashians, they gonna milk the shit out of this. I mean,
you silly.
This is no, I'm just saying, like, this is an unfortunate situation, but they have a knack for milking unfortunate situations.
You all right.
You know they're gonna make a ton of money off this some kind of way. You know, Kris Jenner, she's probably already working on a plan right now.
Although this would be the first time. Like, has any of the other ones got cheated on?
Yeah.
Who?
All of them.
By somebody that people give a shit about.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like, did Kanye cheat on Kim?
Yeah, like
I don't think Kanye ever cheated.
No.
Not that I can recall.
No, nothing. I don't think Kanye.
Yeah, nobody cares
it's
about
never
like
been,
the Scott
profile.
and Courtney shit. Everybody know that shit was retarded.
Yeah, you got cheated on by Joe Blow. Like, it's not gonna be in the news.
Yeah, Kim's like her first husband too, and
which nobody knows.
Yeah.
There's no story for them. I don't think they've.
I think the only ones that's like that is the other one that just had a baby, the youngest one. You know, because she was.
Is that Kendall or Kylie?
Kendall.
Okay.
Wait, God damn it.
Yeah. It's...
Kylie, the ones with the makeup or whatever. She was with Tyga. No, it was the brother that got fucked over. I'm sorry.
Oh,
that was Rob.
Yeah, the brother
Rob
definitely got fucked over.
he got fucked over. I'm sorry. That's
and it's fine when men get fucked over. It's different when it happens to women.
But I mean, that shit right there is just. So your baby mama is your ex-girlfriend, baby daddy, huh?
Who is this?
Because
Black China.
Yeah, because Black China has a baby by Tyga.
Mm-hmm.
Tyga was dating the youngest one, Kylie.
Yeah, so Kylie
Black China now has Dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just some weird shit. And then who she got pregnant by? Because she just had a baby. Like, that was one thing about it.
Ain't that dude from Houston, Travis Scott, ain't it?
Yes. Yeah. That was one thing about it. She got pregnant and had nobody even knew. Like, people suspected because you couldn't see her or anything because she was out of the public for like a year, and she was usually, you know, the midriffs and things like that on Snapchat, but she was just from the neck up. And then she go, "Oh, this is Stormy Webster." Bitch.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
what?
she just out of
That's
the blue.
the name?
Yeah.
Stormy Webster?
I mean, are you surprised, T?
And
sadly, no.
So,
Northwest Saint.
So the baby was born, I think it was like in February. In the beginning, like February 2nd, February 3rd. Like 2 weeks later, she dropped a makeup palette that was named Stormy, and people had all these memes of like swatches of makeup and stuff on the baby's arm and things like that. I was like, wow. And that palette was a bunch of money, so you may be right. They gonna try to make some money out this some way, somehow.
Yep, because you know, normally like they're kind of, like when a lot of these scandals come up, they're kind of like talked about negatively in the media. This is one where you can't say anything bad about them. Like, you can't say anything bad about Chloe. Yep. She's 100% pure victim in this situation.
There's nothing they can do about it.
And so, this is like, I could just see the mama, like, making best use of this. Like, oh, there's no way they can spin this and make us look bad. Oh, we're going to milk this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tristan gonna be like the worst dude ever to be put on the planet Earth. Like, watch.
Well, it was messed up because before, when all this stuff was happening with Chloe, Lamar was like, "Oh, I feel bad," and this and that. And then next thing you know, he's in the hospital and he had a stroke and shit like that. So you couldn't be like, he's an asshole. Not all that shit happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so.
Now Tristan has no excuse. He's not dealing with a condition or addictions or anything like that.
Oh, he gonna come up with some addiction or something.
I'm bipolar.
I got a sex addiction.
I got a sex addiction.
Tiger Woods.
I like Reese's Pieces.
Nigga, you don't have a sex addiction. It's called being normal.
You're just a horn dog.
Yeah.
I like hoes.
All I think about is sex. That's all I can think about. Okay.
Last one for me. You stupid. Hopefully somebody can save Mr. Zuckerberg, because
I thought he got out scot-free.
Well, I'm just saying, did you watch any of him testifying? I have never seen such a robotic person in my life.
No, he doesn't have like emotions.
I see that.
Yeah.
It was just weird. The guy was like, "So, how did you expect to build a website or a network where everyone in the world uses it for free? Ads." Like, that was it. And he was just like, next question type thing. He had no emotion whatsoever.
I mean, you saw Social Network. They tried to mimic his personality as much as possible. Jesse Eisenberg? Eisenberg?
He did a very good job.
Yeah, like that's a lot like what he is. He is what most people think about, like those programmers who live in like their mom's basement. They don't really have a personality. They're just like,
he has to have some personality.
No,
but
that was kind of an obvious question, though.
Yeah,
you know, to give him the benefit of the doubt on that particular one, it was like, yeah, obviously we're going to use ads. Mm-hmm. It's the only way we can make money.
I maybe. I do.
I know they always ask dumbass questions.
Yeah, that's true.
Ads, duh.
I do give him points for taking responsibility for everything that's happened and all the stuff. He was like, "This is my company. I created it. Just, the buck stops here" type thing. Whereas you have, I will do this in air quotes, leaders or so-called commanders and chiefs, you want to call them, who can't seem to take responsibility for any fucking thing.
It wasn't me. I had no idea what was going on.
And is about to bring down God knows how many people and the entire U.S. government just to the bottom floor of the nastiest bar you can think of.
Everybody's getting fired. We're getting attacked by every other country. I think Russia threatened to attack us now.
I think that's all the fault.
I know. I know. Trust me, it is. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
That and the fact that North Korea was meeting with China was just like, I was like, seriously, dude. When you can bring the most isolated country out and be like, you know what, fuck that. And they be trying to be like, fuck him too. I like you. Seriously?
Wait, when did this happen?
This was like a couple weeks ago. Like, he went to China. He met with the president.
Okay, so this makes me wonder, because, like, you know, they had this whole tariff battle.
Yep.
And then now the tariff battle is kind of off. Like, as of, like, the
Yeah.
last couple of days. Like,
Yeah.
Trump was like, you know, it's probably not going to be, you know, people are probably just kind of blowing this thing out of proportion. It's not that big of a deal. And then President Xi from China, he came out, I think, yesterday or something, and said, you know, they're open to, you know, improving relations and all this stuff. I'm like, wait a minute, what just made them squash all this? Maybe that had something to do with it. Maybe Trump was like, you know what, I don't want both of y'all working together against us. So, let's see if we can work out something. He tried to put up this hard bravado image, but behind the scenes, he probably just begs for...
Scared.
He's like, please,
Don't blow us up.
Don't tariff us. Don't
Pussy.
Wow.
Like, rolled out the red carpet for him. Literally.
Wow. And actually, speaking of Trump doing that, that's exactly what he did with Mexico. You remember, like, in the beginning when he was saying Mexico was going to pay for this wall?
Oh, yeah.
And, like, he was like, Mexico's going to pay for it. And then they leaked, I think, the audio footage of him, or the transcript or something, of him talking to the president of Mexico.
Uh-huh.
And they were saying, there's no way we're paying for that wall. Like, we're not paying for it. It's not up for debate. He was like, please, at least give me something so I don't look bad in front of my people. Like, he literally said it. Like, this was in the transcript. I forgot where I read it. I think it might have been an audio recording, too. But one of the White House staffers leaked it. But anyway, like, this was a long time ago. But, yeah, he basically grovels.
Yep.
He won't let you know that. He'll try to put up this bravado image, but he literally told the Mexican president, please, just at least act like you will, or something, just so that I won't look bad in front of the American people.
Look at
like,
my hand.
who says that?
Look at my hand. Look how small they are. Come
Are
on,
you
give me a
stupid?
break.
I'm not going to give you sympathy for them tiny ass hands. Chip, 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 chip.
Little chicken hands. Chickens have hands.
Oh, my God. I would go into the Florida headline, but I mean, it's
What Florida man do this week?
it's just some of this stuff I read it and it's just like it can't be real, man.
I do have a sports pet peeve. I know it's late, but it just happened. So, you know...
Russell?
Yes.
I knew it. I saw it too.
Go ahead.
Anyone who watches sports or basketball should know who Russell Westbrook is right about now. He's the guy who averaged a triple-double last year. Got MVP. He shouldn't have, but he got MVP only because he got a triple-double. Going towards the end of this season, he was somewhat close to averaging a triple-double. I think it was brought to his attention that he needed like a certain amount of rebounds the last 4 games or so in order to get a triple-double. And it was an astronomical number. It was like he needed like 68 rebounds. In a 4-game span for a point guard, that's, what is that, like 16 rebounds? It's something.
Yeah, about 17.
Yeah. So, you've seen him literally going all out just to get rebounds the last few games. Whether his team wins or not doesn't seem like it matters, but he wanted to get these rebounds just so he could get the triple-double. He got mad at a reporter yesterday that asked him about the stat padding, and he was like, I don't know what is stat padding? He was like, you think it's easy to go out there and get like 17, 18 rebounds?
Yes.
It is if
what
you
your
don't.
mission is.
Yes, yeah. It is if you don't play defense. Like if the person that you're guarding shoots a shot, you don't bother to put your hand up so you can run to the rebound and get there, so you can run to the rim and get the rebound, which is what he's done on most of the occasions. He doesn't care if the person that he's guarding scores as long as he gets the rebound. And typically your point guard, for example, your point guard is usually never at the free throw line getting a rebound. Like when the teams are shooting free throws, it's usually a big man because they want to box out and get a rebound. Russell Westbrook sends his big man down the court so that he could go to the free throw line so he could get the little easy rebounds. There's been plenty of times where on a free throw, they'll miss. The big man will box out and the ball would just come down and hit the ground so Russell Westbrook can come up, run up, and take the ball. It's happened so many times. No other team has it to where a ball hits the... It's very rare a ball hits the ground on a free throw because everybody's right there. But it happens a lot with him. And it's just funny. I brought all it up to say he needed 16 rebounds tonight to get a triple-double. Guess what his stat line was?
Let me guess. Points, probably about 32. What was it? Assists, probably 10. And then rebounds, about 17. Just to get one over.
So, Russell Westbrook is usually a jacker. He usually jacks up a lot of shots.
Yeah.
But jacking up a lot of shots, he can't really focus on rebounds. So tonight he decided to shoot 6 shots.
Wow.
He had 6 points.
So he just basically posted up under the rim the whole game and waited to catch a rebound.
6 points, 19 rebounds,
Wow.
17 assists.
So all he did was stand under the goal and try to get rebounds. And then on offense, just pass it to other people so that he can go.
So he can get the rebound. Yes. Yes. He didn't want to shoot because if he shot, he can't get the rebound if he shoots himself.
Wow. Yeah.
It's the most ridiculous stat padding I've ever seen in NBA history. Like, it's ridiculous.
So to answer his question to that reporter, what is stat padding? Look at this game.
It's that.
This
like,
is exactly what stat padding is.
It is clear as day that is his only mission is to get the goddamn triple-double. He added 2 stars to his team this year, and they still had the same amount of wins they had last year with no stars. Because he was focused on this shit. It's just my pet peeve. I hate that shit.
I wish y'all could see his reaction and mannerisms.
It annoys me.
It is just hilarious. And Gary G. Money Joyner in the chat. Thanks for chatting with us today. We'll go ahead and end the show tonight. Want to thank everybody for tuning in. You got something to?
No, I just thought about that one last headline, the one from Louisiana. So they had the Louisiana Congress or whatever, the legislature, they had a vote.
Oh my God.
on this law. And the law was basically to give law enforcement the right to take action if someone commits bestiality. Because right now, I guess there's no law in place that says you can't do it. Obviously, it's bad taste, but there's no law that explicitly says it's illegal. So they wanted to put this law in place. And you'd think a law like that in modern day would pass unanimously, but apparently not. In Louisiana, it passed, 29-10?
Yeah.
So there were like 10 congressmen
who were
said,
like, we don't need to punish for bestiality?
Yeah. They said, nah, I'm going to vote nay on
You
this
don't
one.
know what it's like with the chickens.
God. Oh, Louisiana, why?
At least it ain't Florida. You want to know why? Florida woman says the wind delivered cocaine in her purse.
How'd they get there?
Exactly. So yeah.
Wouldn't everybody in that vicinity be high?
And then why it just landed in your purse?
Was it a bag of cocaine? Or
Yes.
So the wind bagged it up and just blew it.
Yeah,
this whole bag just floated.
Just
to the
floated
wind.
all the way around, like
Was
those
this a
little shopping
hurricane?
bags. The shopping bags you see in there.
Wow.
In the yeah. Okay.
This is Florida too?
Yeah, it's Florida.
Yeah. Florida man put it there.
Florida man.
Teddy Perkins.
All right. Again, we thank you guys for tuning in.
That's out on Minnesota, by the way.
What was that?
That's out on Minnesota.
That's out on Minnesota. Okay. D called it. Thank you for tuning in. Catch us next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. And in the meantime, please follow us on social media. SayWHA Radio on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Google Plus, all that good stuff. We got some great stuff coming up, and you guys do not want to miss it. Please follow us. And as always, the best compliment you guys can give us is to like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends, family, people that you don't even like. Just be like, hey, just listen to it. You'll feel better. Thank you for tuning in. Catch us next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
I'm dying in this fucking fucked up town. Shit crying in my mouth. Let's get the fuck out this country, mother. The fuck is that?
Say what again?